Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Savannah Chrisley heartbroken. He just needs to have my funeral. Former Chrisley Knows Best star Savannah Chrisley is sharing her heartbreak, noting the person who hurt her just needs to have my funeral. So who did this to Savannah, and how will she recover from everything? Keep reading for more details. Savannah Chrisley heartbroken. It should be an incredible time in Savannah Chrisley's life. As she and her family finished filming a new reality series, her parents were pardoned by President Trump. Todd and Julie Chrisley were released within a day of their pardon. The cameras went back up and captured everything going down, including the reunion between the spouses. Along with her parents' pardon and the new series, everyone seems to want Savannah to run for office. Yet, she also has a brand she has been focused on and speaking engagements, so her life is better than ever. Unfortunately, not all that glitters is gold, and Savannah just faced immense heartbreak. She detailed what happened on her Unlocked podcast, and it is really devastating. It seems that after her parents were released, she and her ex, Robert Shiver, reunited. They had been together for 2 years before initially splitting, but gave it another go. Savannah explained that they had a great time as they are best friends. It even appeared that they were back together as a couple. And then Robert ghosted Savannah. After 24 hours, he never contacted her. And that was when it hit her that it was over. This seemingly had never happened to Savannah Chrisley in her dating life. But she also refused to say anything negative about her ex. She reiterated that he is a good man. Therefore, she will not speak ill of him or his actions. However, she did admit to blocking him when realizing she deserved far better than what Robert was giving her. Savannah added that she is dead to him, and he just needs to have my funeral after this latest turn of events. End of an era. When Savannah Chrisley and Robert Shiver were first together, they made a lot of plans. The couple wanted to have children, but he just needed to finalize his divorce. That was no easy feat, but Savannah stuck by him as they really seemed to be in love. He did get to be with Todd and Julie when they were released, so that made everything sting even more. Yet, Savannah knows that she has not been respected for a very long time, and that was going to change. After followers learned that Savannah had reunited with Robert, what did they have to say? They felt she needed to move on and away from him for good. They also did not care for her being kind when it came to how she spoke about him. He did not deserve any pleasantries after he ghosted her like that. Savannah Chrisley has always been known for her Southern sass, quick wit, and fierce loyalty to her family. But behind the bright lights, sharp comebacks, and perfect social media photos, there's a rawness that fans rarely see. And recently, that vulnerability took center stage. In an emotional moment on her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, the 27-year-old reality star broke down in tears, opening up about a devastating rift in her personal life. "He just needs to have my funeral," she said, her voice trembling, as she spoke of a loved one she never imagined losing, not to death, but to betrayal. Though Savannah didn't initially name names, her words painted a clear picture of deep heartbreak and disillusionment. "It's like I died to him. Like I never existed," she said. "And I guess the easiest way for him to cope is to pretend I'm gone. Like I never loved him, never supported him, never defended him when the whole world came down on him." Fans instantly began speculating about who Savannah was referring to. A former flame? A close friend? A family member? As the episode went on, it became apparent the person in question was someone she once considered her safe place. A man she dated on and off for years. While Savannah had long been private about the intricate details of her love life, her openness this time hit differently. She wasn't talking about a celebrity breakup. She was mourning the death of a bond that once held her together when everything else was falling apart. "I don't think people understand what it's like to lose someone who's still breathing," she said, pausing to wipe away tears. "There were times I pictured my life with him. A house, babies, holidays together. But now, I walk into a room and he won't even look at me. He blocked my number. And it's not because I did something terrible. It's because I asked for respect, for honesty. Savannah's heartbreak has been intensified by everything else going on in her life. With her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, serving lengthy prison sentences. She's been thrust into the role of caretaker for her younger siblings. She's tried to remain strong, juggling school drop-offs, therapy appointments, and court appeals, all while being under the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. I didn't ask for this, she admitted. I didn't ask to become a second mom. I didn't ask to be the one holding everything together. And I sure as hell didn't ask to be abandoned by the one person who promised to stand by me. Fans flooded the comments section of her episode with support and empathy. "You're not alone, Savannah. You're stronger than you know," one listener wrote. Others shared their own stories of grief from losing someone emotionally, even if they were still physically alive. But perhaps the most haunting part of Savannah's confession was her admission that she often felt like she was grieving her own life. The version of herself that existed before fame, before betrayal, before the prison sentences, before the heartbreak. "I feel like a ghost," she said. "Like I'm watching everyone else live while I'm just surviving. And sometimes I wonder if maybe it would be easier for him to just have my funeral and get it over with. Maybe then he could finally move on without pretending I never mattered." The rawness of her words sparked conversation far beyond her fan base. Mental health advocates praised her vulnerability, urging followers to check in on their strong friends. Others admired her courage for speaking openly about emotional abandonment, a form of heartbreak not often discussed but deeply felt by many. Behind the tears, though, was still a flicker of Savannah's trademark resilience. "I'm not saying I'm done," she said in the closing minutes of the episode. "I'm saying I'm wounded. There's a difference. I still have love to give, and I still believe in second chances, not just for others, but for myself. But I won't keep begging someone to see my worth. Not anymore." She ended the podcast with a bittersweet message to the man who broke her heart. "If you ever hear this, know I love you, fully, fiercely, without hesitation. But I won't grieve someone who's still alive. I won't attend my own funeral. I'm choosing life, even if it means walking away." Since the release of the episode, Savannah has taken a brief social media hiatus, sparking concern from some fans. A close friend reportedly shared that she's focusing on therapy, family time, and rebuilding from the inside out. As for the man who inspired her heartache, he's yet to be publicly identified. But perhaps that's the point. This wasn't a story about him. It was about Savannah, a young woman carrying the weight of a world she never asked to rule, navigating grief in its cruelest form, and somehow still finding the strength to rise again. In a society where people often hide their pain behind filters and curated captions, Savannah Chrisley chose to bare her soul, raw, imperfect, and entirely real.